What's up, everybody? Hope all y'all are doing undeniably fan-freaking-tastic out there. I know I am because tonight is the beginning of Wrestlemania 42. And folks, we are back ready to ramble once again. And folks, my guest for this episode of Ring Ramblings is Demon Wolf Gaming himself. Demon Wolf, welcome back to SSP once again.
Thank you for the welcome.
Are you freaking excited for Wrestlemania this weekend?
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. I've cleared all my plans and I'm ready for WrestleMania weekend.
Alright, so we about ready to go ahead and ramble about these matches here. Alright, so starting with night one. The opening match, to my understanding, is going to be the Usos and LA Knight taking on the tag team champions of Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and ISHO Speed. What's your take for that one?
Honestly, I'm not a real big fan of celebrities in the WWE. I'm not really a fan of how they're bringing in streamers and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of how they brought Logan Paul into the WWE. You know, him being a YouTube celebrity. I'm not really a big fan of the celebrities in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But that aside, he's done pretty good so far in his WWE run. He's good at making the crowd hate him. So I think this matchup is going to be interesting. Obviously, my pick is going to be the Usos and LA Knight, just because, you know, they're my favorites and I can't stand Logan.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm with you with all the influences and all the celebrities coming into WWE or whatever, but I think I might have to make an exception just for ISHO Speed. Because like I'm sorry, I've seen where this guy came from. Like, I've seen some of his old classic streaming content. Like, I remember he accidentally set off fireworks in his bedroom. Like that was crazy. But like, yeah, I know ISHO Speed, he's been training under Randy Orton a little bit. Like, they're not talking about that though. Like ISHO Speed has a lot of charisma in him, and I can tell what the way they're booking him into this. Like, he doesn't want to be on the team anyway. So I feel like a good babyface, and at the very end for them, like at the end of this match, I see Speed, you know, doing something good for the other team.
Right, yeah, definitely. But Speed has come a long way since his first appearance in the WWE. He has come a long way. He looked, I'm gonna say, he looked a little sloppy in the beginning, but with him training with Randy Orton, he's come a long way since, and I think he's shaping up. You know, I don't think they're ever going to bring him in full time, but I think he's shaping up to be a great part-time star that they could use as a fill-in from time to time.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm with him. I'm going to go with Usos and LA Knight on this one. But I am going to be looking forward to seeing what Speed is going to be capable of. All right. All right, next up, this one's going to be Monkey Butt Ugly. All right, we have an unsanctioned match of Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. I'm excited for this one.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited for this one as well. But first off, let me just say, how many times is Drew McIntyre going to quit and come back again in the same night or a few days after?
Good point. I mean, I don't know. For that reason alone, I think this is Jacob's match to win.
Jacob Fatu, this would be a great WrestleMania. This would be his WrestleMania singles debut. Or is this his first WrestleMania appearance, or did he make an appearance during the Bloodline Rules match?
Well, no, I don't think he was that far back, but I know he was there somewhere on the card last year, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was on the card last year. I'm not sure either. I don't remember either. But they've been giving him a... This story has been real back and forth, so it's hard to say who's going to win with the way they've just been brawling it out on SmackDown lately. I'm honestly... I'm Drew's the fan favorite. I'm going with Drew over Jacob simply because I feel like Drew, what was the point in giving him a title just to have him lose it on SmackDown a few weeks later? Yes, I understand it was a result of his own actions because he wouldn't listen to the GM, but he could have. They could have gone about it a different way, rather than just random SmackDown. You're going to lose the title to the previous champion. But yeah. I'm going to go with Drew on this one.
You know what? Yeah. You know, I'm okay with Drew winning this one because, yeah, you're right. Like, I was going to give this to Jacob, but seeing how Drew was, like, booked poorly, like heading into the storyline. Like it's a good thing he's even got a match at all at this point. I mean, just look what happened to
Right.
Carmelo Hayes. Yeah, look what happened to Carmelo Hayes. But um, yeah, you know what? Just because of that reason alone, just to say sorry, Drew. Here, take the W. Like, yeah, okay,
Right.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right, next up, we got this fatal four-way match, a fatal four-way tag team match for the women's tag team championships. Flash Legend and Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Nikki and Brie Bella versus Bayley and Lara Valkyria.
I'm all for it. Listen, I'm all for the women's getting their WrestleMania spotlight because in the past couple years, WrestleMania has not really been strongly revolved around the women.
Mm-hmm.
It's been more focused on the men. So let me get this saying for it. I'm glad the women are finally getting somewhat the spotlight this year. It seems like there's an even amount between the men's and the women's matches between both nights.
Yeah,
Because
there's
the
like
previous WrestleManias, it's been all about the men. The women's division hasn't gotten much attention.
yeah,
But for
there's
my pick for this match, don't get me wrong, I'm an OG fan of the Bellas. I liked them back in the day. But I feel like they just don't have it anymore. They can't pull off that twin magic with Nikki having so much plastic surgery. Yeah, people are come after me for that one. But with Nikki having all that surgery done, they can't pull off the twin magic anymore. So I'm going to go with Alexa and Charlotte taking the W.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give this one to Bayley and Lara Valkyria though, because like these two have had a on again, off again relationship, and like if you remember, Bayley and Lara, they were supposed to team up again last year in the same building, but something came
Yeah.
up and Bayley couldn't make it. That's how Becky Lynch got involved. So I feel like this is a this one might make up for it.
Right.
But all right, and I was gonna say about what you were saying about the women getting the spotlight tonight. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. There's 3 women's matches on this first night alone, and on both nights, let's see here, that's 4. Uh, yeah, we only got one women's match tomorrow, but yeah, leading into the next match though, we got the women's world championship being defended by Stephanie Vicaire versus Liv Morgan.
Ooh, this one has been heated. This rivalry
Mhm.
has. I even go as far as to say this rivalry has been way more heated than the one going on between Drew and Jacob right now. The
Ooh.
way Liv and Stephanie have been at each other's throats the past couple weeks, this is definitely going to be an interesting matchup. Though I see Liv take. I see Stephanie Vicaire taking the W retaining the title via disqualification because I feel like Raquel's going to get involved trying to help Liv out. Now, they can go either way. Either Stephanie retains via disqualification because of involvement with Raquel, or we see the classic ref bump. Raquel gets involved while the ref is down. Liv takes the W when the ref gets back up.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna go with Stephanie though because, look, I really wanted Raquel to win the Royal Rumble, but it was Liv Morgan to eliminate her. All right, like if there was anybody that could have sympathized with Stephanie's story up to this point, it could have been Raquel. We could have had a good Latino versus Latino match, like representation. Like I would have been all for that, but like going into this match to see Liv Morgan crying, but still answer back in rage afterwards. Like Liv, what are you getting mad at? Seriously. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Stephanie on this one. All right, but next up, we got Gunther versus Seth Rollins, and I have an interesting idea about this one, but I'll let you go and head and answer first.
Okay, so in this one, in my opinion, this came as a last-minute option.
Mm-hmm.
This, in my opinion, was very last minute because when Seth came back with the whole masked man thing, attacking, what was left of the Vision, and then of course taking out Paul Heyman, and then Paul Heyman coming out that one night talking to Seth with the FAF5, it looked like everything was building for Seth versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But then of course Brock Lesnar did this whole open challenge WrestleMania thing with Oba Fenry answering. So I feel like something, maybe Seth Rollins has not fully recuperated yet, and they needed to get him not in a hardcore match with Brock because Brock. I'm not trying to say that Gunther is less of an athlete than Brock, but Brock definitely is more of a powerhouse than Gunther. And I guess maybe Seth's injury is not fully recuperated, but is at the point where he can get back in ring. So it feels like this whole Gunther versus Seth thing was last minute because of Brock facing Obafemi. So there's really not, I don't really haven't seen much build up to it. I know Gunther attacked him on Raw, and then Seth repaid the favor. But honestly, I can't tell you who I'm going to pick for this winner. Honestly, I'm going to pick Seth because I'm not a fan of Gunther. But this match could go either way, but I do feel like it was thrown together at the last minute.
All right, with you saying it being thrown together last minute, there's an interesting detail going into this match that like nobody's talking about enough. Like, believe it or not, to this day, Gunther has still never, ever lost a non-title televised match, singles.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I think now that I think of it, yeah, he hasn't.
And with that in mind, I wouldn't think that a random match with Seth Rollins coming out of nowhere would be what, makes Gunther lose like that.
Right. I don't see them giving the dub to Seth like that. But it could go either way.
Yeah.
Like I was saying a minute ago, it could go either way. You're right, though. Gunther has never lost a televised singles match, so he very well could pick up the W and continue to build his heel heat. I know right now the crowd hates him, and he's doing a great job as a heel.
Oh, yeah, I hate him. But, yeah, I was going to say that, all right. One thing that's interesting about this match also is that, a lot of people have been wanting Gunther to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. All right. And obviously, Gunther being the career killer, I would love to see that too. But at the same time, I think we accidentally stumbled upon something. Hear me out. What if, during this whole storyline, Gunther becomes a Paul Heyman guy and he joins the Vision?
Oh, now that would be a huge twist. I don't think anyone could see that one coming, to be honest with you. I don't think anyone could see that coming.
Exactly. And you know what? It sets Gunther up to, share space with Paul Heyman, which in turn makes him share space with Brock Lesnar. And on top of this, do you know what we're on the doorstep of? We are on the doorstep of a Gunther babyface turn if he is to face Brock Lesnar.
Very true.
Like, there is no way you're going to get anybody to try and cheer Brock Lesnar after the whole allegations thing. But, somehow you're going to find a way to turn Gunther good, and that's going to be really weird to look at.
That could be another reason that they switched it up last minute. Is because I honestly feel like Brock versus Seth would have been Brock versus Gunther would have been heel versus heel, and you really don't want to throw two heels in the same match because then the crowd is torn between who to cheer for.
Yeah.
But then again, Seth is also supposed to be the heel leading your WrestleMania, so I guess we're still seeing heel versus heel.
No, I think he's good now since he came back.
Okay, yeah, Seth could. Yeah, I think this whole Masked Man thing was his redemption arc to him being back to being the babyface now. I'm just hoping he brings back, the old Seth Rollins, not the goofy suit Seth Rollins, but the serious, focused Seth Rollins, not this goofy, flamboyant suit kind of Seth.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. But going up next, we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship being defended by AJ Lee, who takes on Becky Lynch. And I just got to say, I got to give it to Becky Lynch and AJ. They have done a good job in making this championship relevant.
That they have. They have made this title very relevant from the moment AJ brought herself back into the WWE and started this feud with Becky. They have made the Women's Intercontinental title very relevant, and I must say they are doing an excellent job with this feud, with the back and forth. Becky is doing great at playing the heel crybaby, blaming her loss on everything except for herself. And AJ is doing a great job, despite being out of the ring for several years. You can barely tell she's got any ring rust on her. She's doing great for being out so long.
I mean, yeah. On top of that, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the show Heels, but CM Punk and AJ, they had roles in that TV series.
Yeah, I remember that. I watched that. I've watched it. I hated that they didn't give it another season.
Oh, it might at this point with them being on Netflix again, but yeah, with that when them having that ring on set, CM Punk and AJ were in there training. But,
Oh yeah, definitely. Behind the scenes, they were definitely getting in some training.
Oh yeah, totally. But I really hate to say this, but I think at this point Becky Lynch is probably going to end up winning this one just for bragging rights. Like we know, I don't want to say Becky's being given the Charlotte treatment almost, but I would say that a WrestleMania victory over AJ Lee just gives Becky one more accolade for her to say, yes, I beat AJ at WrestleMania. I was the one that killed the Divas era. Look, I could see her bragging about this going forward, and plus, I'm surprised AJ won the belt as quickly as she did, but I wouldn't mind seeing this having a rubber match sometime in the future, maybe at Backlash too, like under some kind of stipulation.
Right.
But yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Becky.
In my opinion, with this one, I'm gonna give the W to AJ. If they go with your pick and they give Becky the W, and she goes on this whole rant about, oh, I killed the Divas division, I killed the Divas Revolution, and blah 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 blah. I can't remember. I do believe Soraya's contract with AEW has expired.
Ooh, Paige, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Paige, Saraya, formerly known as Paige of the WWE. I do believe her contract with AEW has expired. So if Becky wins at WrestleMania and goes on to be this whole, oh, I killed the Divas era, I killed the Divas Revolution, and blah 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 blah, I think very well we could see the return of Paige. Paige gets on mic and she's like, you didn't kill the Divas Revolution until you've gotten past me. You forget that I was here for that too. And then, Becky Lynch and Paige, they have that history. Becky Lynch and Paige have that history of being in that tag team together, Team PCB. Formerly known as the Submission Sorority, but we're not going to get into the fact of why WWE had to change that.
Ooh, that's a deep cut. If
we're not going to talk about why WWE had to change that name on the fly and came up with Team PCB. But I could see if Becky takes the dub, and she's bragging about killing the Divas Revolution, I could see Paige returning being like, you didn't kill anything until you've beaten me.
You know what? If Paige actually does come back come Monday, I'm probably going to scream.
Me too, dude. I've been a diehard since day one.
All right. And the main event for night one is Cody Rhodes defending against Randy Orton.
What? Look, I thought they were going to hold that off for night two.
Oh no, the main event for night two is CM Punk and Roman.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'll get to that one later.
This one has been eating at me, man. This one has been eating at me. I've been dying to talk about it. Let me just say, it's great to have 2009 Randy Orton back. All right. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to cuss. I'm sorry. I stopped myself. I'm sorry.
No, you can let it out.
It's amazing. It's wonderful to have 2009 heel Randy Orton back in the picture. Don't get me wrong. When Randy came back as the face, he's been doing great at the face. But let's look at the details. We have seen this. We saw him coming after Cody from day one. When day one WrestleMania, when Cody finished the story, and everyone came out to congratulate him, you could tell from day one that Randy Orton wanted that title. He was coming for Cody eventually. Because if you would pay close attention to when him and I can't remember who it was Randy and someone else, they hoisted Cody up in his victory. But if you play close attention to the storylines after that, every time Randy Orton came to aid Cody when he was attacked or came to congratulate him, he would not look at Cody. He was always looking at the title and not Cody. And that goes back to WrestleMania. When they hoisted him up in victory for finishing the story, Randy Orton was never looking at Cody to congratulate him. Randy Orton was eyeballing the WWE Undisputed title. So they've been building this for a very long time. You just had to look beyond you just had to kind of read between the lines. So it's great to have 2009 Randy Orton back. I'm excited for this one. And my pick is Randy taking the W.
Yes.
But here's my twist. Here's my plot twist. Randy Orton does not take it via RKO or his DDT off the ropes.
The punt.
Randy pulls the biggest swerve of all time and brings back the punt kick.
Yes.
Randy Orton takes the W via punt kick.
Yeah. And another thing I was there's one variable that we're forgetting about heading into this, and I really don't like bringing him up because I know he's got a lot of mixed emotions with it. But we got to talk about Pat McAfee's role into this match.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's come into play. I feel like they had something else in mind, but it fell through, so they just kind of chose Pat at the last minute.
Yeah, but one thing I will say though is like all right, I can't hate Pat McAfee. I mean, I hate the role he's given right now, but I'll be lying if I say that Pat wasn't popping me when he was on commentary. But heading into this match, Pat McAfee was saying that if Randy Orton doesn't win, he's going to be leaving WWE entirely, and I don't want to see that happen. Like I love Pat McAfee on commentary, I just don't like him in this match.
Right. I don't really like his role in this match either. Like I said, I feel like they had something bigger planned for the big reveal, but something happened or brought up with the original plan, so they had to switch it up and go with Pat McAfee. Me personally, there's only 2 or 3 people I could feel like Randy Orton was talking to on the phone. One of these is going to sound far-fetched. These are my 3 picks for who he's actually talking to. His father, Cowboy Bob Orton, Dwayne Johnson, or, hear me out on this, and this is the crazy one. He wasn't talking to anyone on the phone. It was the voices inside his head on the phone all along.
Oh. But one other thing we gotta think about, like nobody's talked about this yet. I know it's been revealed in like some dirt sheets or whatever, but Ted DiBiase Jr. has been cleared of all of his crimes.
Yeah, I saw that. He was found not guilty on all charges of
financial fraud, right?
Yeah, tax evasion and tax fraud. He was found not guilty on all charges.
Yeah, like if he ends up coming back, like, dude, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, if they bring him Ted DiBiase Jr., I'm all for it. We could potentially see. Well, I won't say we could see an evolution. No, evolution.
Legacy.
What's it?
Legacy.
Yeah. I mean, we could potentially see like a legacy kind of thing happen, but maybe not, considering I don't think all of the members are still wrestling besides Randy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the whole reason I say he could have been on the phone with The Rock is because if you'll remember, before John Cena turned heel, whenever The Rock did what he did, he held up the number 3.
Oh, yeah.
He held up the number 3. John Cena would have been one of them. Who could be the other 2? My theory is that it was going to be John Cena, Randy Orton, and one of the other major faces of WWE that everybody knows and loves. So I'm saying he was originally on the phone with The Rock, but maybe The Rock's in the middle of filming something, because he's in Austin right now. He's doing the Moana live action. Mm-hmm. So maybe something fell through with the filming of the Moana movie, and they had to switch it up at the last minute. Mm-hmm. But I'm very well saying it could have been The Rock he was talking to, because The Rock held up 3 people: John Cena, potentially Randy Orton, and I can't think of who a third would be. But I'm guarantee you, one of the 3 people he held up was going to be Randy Orton before plans got changed.
Oh, yeah, totally. All right, so now moving on to night 2 of WrestleMania 42. This next match has me nervous as heck. I mean, I'm excited for it, but I'm nervous. Night 2 opens up with Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi.
This one is going to be a banger, and I'm gonna take allow me to take a page from Big E's playbook here. This is going to be a match with big meaty men slapping meat. That is what this is going to be. And let me take a page out of good old JR's playbook. This is going to be a slobber knocker.
Dude,
this is going to be one great match. You got 2 titans here, Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. They showed the stat. They match up. They're not far off in height. They're not far off in weight. Brock Lesnar have that UFC background, which I think we could see could play a factor in this match. But we saw something we rarely ever see. We saw Brock Lesnar come out of Obafemi's finisher. How many times have we seen someone slide out of his finisher that easily?
I mean, Tony D'Angelo beat him.
I do believe we saw Obafemi easily slide out of an F5 as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look. Well, first of all, I was going to say that I wished Big E could have been refereeing this match. I really wish he could have been refereeing it. But anyway, besides that.
Yeah, Big E Big E refereeing Brock Lesnar and Obafemi would have been the icing on the cake right there, man. He would have. I feel like he would have been a great special guest referee with the big meaty man slapping meat in that one.
Yeah, it would have been the equivalent of Ken Shamrock refereeing Bret Hart and Stone Cold back in the day.
Oh yeah,
But
that
but
would have been yeah.
the
Honestly, I don't know if you know. Honestly, I know Big E's enjoying his role right now as an interviewer or a commentator, whatever they have him doing on the post show. I don't know if they count the interviewer or whatever. I know he's enjoying what he does on the post show interviews. I know he enjoys that. But if his WWE career as a performer is truly over, we got to give this man something other than just a backstage interviewer. We got to give him manager, special referee. We got to give him something. The man deserves it. If he's truly done with wrestling because of his neck, we got to at least let this man be a manager or something. He could do things as a manager.
Yeah, he's got too much personality just sitting there.
Yeah, he's got way too much personality to just be a backstage figure.
Yeah, but anyway, I was gonna say, like, this match between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar, it makes me nervous. All right, because leading up to it, there had to be a specific reason why Brock wasn't getting any offense in at all, right? And on top of that, like, think about it. Brock wasn't at Mania last year, and he wasn't at Mania in Philadelphia either. All right. So with that in mind, like, this match is supposed to be doing what Brock and Omos didn't. Okay.
Right.
And like Omos, he already lost all of his credibility as a giant, and I don't want to see that happen to Oba too.
Right. Yeah, we definitely don't want him to. I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's been confirmed to be true. But I saw it somewhere online that Brock Lesnar has negotiated in his contract that during this last run of him in the WWE. So honestly, I do believe this is Brock's final run in the WWE. I do believe I read somewhere online that it was in his contract, negotiated into his contract, that he won't lose a match leading up to his retirement. How true that is, I don't know. But I would hate for them to have Brock go over Obafemi at WrestleMania, killing Femi's push.
Yeah, and I read a couple weeks ago, like shortly after the Royal Rumble, that heck, Bubba Ray, he thought that this match was like too early for Oba to have in his career, and you know what? I'm okay. Like, I agree with that. Maybe this match is too early for Obafemi.
Yeah, it definitely could be a bit early for Oba to be getting the WrestleMania spotlight like this, because he's still kind of early on in his main roster debut. He did great on the NXT PLEs. But you got to realize, this is Obafemi's very, very first the biggest event of the main roster, WrestleMania Night 2. This is the biggest event of the main roster. You got to feel like he's going to be a little bit nervous going into this, being it his first major PLE on the main roster.
Oh, you know he is. But
he's going to be very nervous going into this.
Even though I would love Obafemi to win this match, like, I definitely see Brock going over, because we're going to have to get to a point where we say, all right, do we want to see Brock lose to Oba, or do we want to see Brock lose to Gunther? Because like, I don't see it likely that he's going to be losing both WrestleMania and SummerSlam in the same year. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I don't see it possible either. Maybe I would say it's a possibility that he goes over at SummerSlam rather than going over at Mania. But I highly doubt it. If SummerSlam is truly going to be where Brock is done and lays his boots out, I see him going over at Mania, and then Gunther going over at SummerSlam.
Okay. All right. So next up, all right. A lot of people's been booing Sami Zayn into this match as he's defending the United States Championship against Trick Williams, and I feel really, really, really bad for Sami. I know a lot of people have been booing him, and it's because, like, he just replaced Carmelo in this situation, and I knew this was going to happen as soon as he won that Fatal 4-Way back at Saturday Night's Main Event, because all freaking year, Sami was my pick to win the Royal Rumble, and he wasn't even the Royal Rumble because he won the Fatal 4-Way. So, like, it's just that butterfly effect, you know, because he didn't win the Royal Rumble. Now he's booked last second against Trick Williams with a lot of people booing him. So with that in mind,
Right.
With that in mind, Trick Williams is going to win this match.
Right, yeah. I could see, I don't know, a lot of people have been calling Sami Zayn online Sammy Hogan, and I just can't agree with it. Because simple fact is, Sammy has not won anything, like any main roster title. He's not won any like mid-card title, main title in quite a while. So
He's
how
never won a main
people are
title.
calling him Sammy Hogan, I don't understand. If anyone needs to be called Hogan, it's Cody. I mean, look at the way they got Cody. They took it off of him, gave it to Drew, took it from Drew, gave it right back to Cody.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I really feel bad for Sam because like this dude, he's been putting in as much reps as CM Punk has, and like he was El Generico back in Ring of Honor. Sami Zayn is what happens if CM Punk didn't leave. Sami Zayn is what happens if Daniel Bryan didn't leave, right? Like Sami deserved something big, and my only theory was that the only reason he didn't win WrestleMania, and the only theory was the only reason he didn't win Royal Rumble is because he's going to be main eventing WrestleMania in Saudi next year. Which if that's the case, then yeah, Sammy, go for it. But
I'm gonna say now, I'm not looking forward to next year's WrestleMania because whenever WWE books a show in Saudi, WrestleMania is everyone's chance to shine. That's your chance to pull out the biggest gear you've ever pulled out. Your biggest, WrestleMania is your opportunity to go all out. Biggest entrance of the year, biggest, you get the live performances. But with them being in Saudi Arabia, the women don't get what they deserve. The women are not going to be able to pull off their biggest entrance of the year because of the restrictions on clothing whenever they go to Saudi. Women have to be covered completely. So I feel like having WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia is taking away from the women because they don't get to throw their huge, they don't get to go all out with their gear. They have to be completely covered.
You're right. But yeah, like the whole Saudi talk is a conversation for another day. But for tonight, though, I'm gonna give this to Trick Williams because I see a Trick versus Carmelo feud happening soon.
Yeah, I can see it going to Trick as well.
All right.
Listen, if we're having Trick Williams go over at Mania, they better bring Booker T to commentary. We need to hear Booker T going, "Oh, shucky ducky quack quack."
Like the song I have saved on my playlist.
We have got to have him on commentary because it's just not a Trick Williams entrance unless you've got Booker T going, "Whoop that Trick."
I would have had him record it. I just would have had Booker record his voice for the track.
Right, that would have been amazing. If they could somehow rework Trick Williams entrance music and have Booker T's ad libs in there, it would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have Demon Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio.
Ooh.
You know what? Finn all the way. Finn all the way.
Demon Finn 100%.
Like he lost to Edge. He lost to Roman Reigns. There is absolutely no excuse for Dominic Mysterio to win this match. Zero.
Yeah, no excuse. Demon Finn 100%. I have been waiting for the day Finn got tired of the Judgment Day's bullcrap and brought the Demon back. And now he's got his opportunity at Mania. The Demon Finn is back. Demon Finn's going to go crazy in this match. He's going to kick Dom all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't like the way they announced it. I know exactly why they went about it the way they did, but they could have left it as a surprise. They announced Demon Finn was returning just to boost ticket sales.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you should have left it as a surprise. If you would have left it, if WWE would have left the Demon Finn's appearance as a surprise, the crowd would go insane. Like the pop would be huge.
I read something on Facebook saying that Finn Balor's gonna come to WrestleMania painted up with the Slim Jim logo on one nipple and the Dude Wise logo on the other.
Oh God, I could see that. That would be hilarious.
I hope not. I really hope not.
I really hope not, man. It's bad enough that we got Slim Jim sponsored tables.
I know, but now Slim Jim sponsored Demon. No, thank you.
Man.
That'll work for me, brother.
We don't need Demon Finn being sponsored by Slim Jim and Dude Wipes. Yeah, I can just imagine, if he is sponsored by Dude Wipes and he got the Dude Wipes on this chest. Someone goes up to him, some interviewer, "Hey Finn, how do you get all that demon makeup off when you're done with WrestleMania?" Dude Wipes. Very simple answer. How I get all this makeup off when I'm done? Points to the chest with Dude Wipes on it. Dude Wipes. Sponsored by them, and I use them to get the makeup off. Dude Wipes.
Alright, next up. The WWE Women's Championship is being defended by Jade Cargill, who takes on Rhea Ripley.
Cannot wait to see this one. In my opinion, Mommy is definitely going to be at home. Mommy is definitely going to get the W because why not? Rhea is the huge, Rhea is I don't want to call her the underdog going into this, but Jade Cargill is definitely not the underdog either. In my opinion, Cargill was not ready for the main roster when she debuted. She debuted as a shock factor to draw numbers. WWE was struggling with viewers and with ratings, so they brought her in as a shock wow factor. Hey, we just signed our rival's biggest talent,
Mm-hmm.
So she was brought in as a shock factor, as a kind of slap to the face to AEW. But in my opinion, she was not ready for main roster.
Yeah.
She's still very green in the ring. She's still very sloppy in the ring, and they pulled the trigger on giving her the title way too soon. She, in my opinion, send her to NXT for a little while, let her develop a little more, bring her back to the main roster. She was not ready for main roster when she debuted. She's still a little bit sloppy in the ring because I think it was one of her first big PLE matches. You could see the referee having to tell her what her spots were, what to do. In my opinion, she's too green to be main champion right now. Give it to Rhea, send Jade back to NXT, let her develop a little more.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to Rhea too because, look, you said you thought she was green in the ring, but I got to say, green on the mic too because,
definitely. She needs huge promo work.
Look, I get it. She's a heel, and it works. But sometimes there's certain things that you don't say as a heel, even if you do want to get heat. But there was one specific line Jade Cargill said in her promo that may have sealed her fate. She said that Jade specifically said she does not need that title. Her words. And I was like, okay, if you don't need it, just give it to Rhea then.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing that's the one thing you don't want to say as a heel or a face. You don't want to tell the people you don't want to tell your supporters, your haters, you don't want to tell them that you don't need the title. Because at that point, the crowd's going to hate you even more. Your haters are going to hate even more. Oh, if you don't need the title, what are you doing with it in the first place? Just vacate it. They're already mad at her because she barely defended it as champion. She's had, one or two title defenses since winning the women's world title? Or the women's title, sorry.
Yeah.
But honestly, Rhea's got to get the W, and they need to send Jade back to developmental. NXT, Jade needs some time in NXT to get better at promos and stuff. I'm sorry for the Jade fans out there. She's green in the ring and green on the mic. She needs more time to develop. Give the W to Rhea. Have Jade Cargill go back to NXT, or go to NXT, build her skills up, and then bring her back to feud with Rhea or whoever the champion is at the time.
Yeah, agreed. All right, so next up, this was going to be a car wreck. All right, we have an Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Penta is defending against Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Jaden McDonough, Rey Mysterio, and Rusev.
Honestly, considering this has been said to be Rey Mysterio's last Mania, I honestly could see them doing what they did with John Cena on his retirement tour. They gave John Cena the Undisputed title while he was headed toward retirement, and then had him drop it heading up to his final match. I could see them doing that with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio goes over in the ladder match, carries the title for a little while, drops it back to Penta, and then retires.
Yeah. And look, Sami Zayn better feel lucky he's on in a match like this. He better feel lucky he's on in a match like that. But I was gonna say, alright. One thing odd I noticed about this match is that there's only 2 heels out of 6 baby faces.
Right.
6 people, only 2 of them are heels. So that's going to be an
Yeah, I
interesting
didn't get
event
that
to
either.
look at. But honestly, I think Ray Phoenix should have been in this match.
Oh, that would have been interesting. That
I
would
don't
have
even
been
know.
very interesting
I don't
to
even know
see
if
to
he's injured
have
or
Ray
not.
Phoenix and Penta pitted against each other.
Mhm.
I could see, like, if they were to throw Ray Phoenix into the mix, I could see, in the beginning, Penta and Ray Phoenix team up, take out all the competition. But in the end, when it comes down to just the two of them, Penta is going to have, whether he likes it or not, Penta would have had to have turned on his brother to secure his title.
And you know what? I've been watching Penta since his days on Lucha Underground. Like
Yeah, same here.
he has not needed to change his gimmick up at all. Like he has not evolved. He has changed his name, but he hasn't changed himself, and that is very unique about him. I like that. But I'm I'm gonna give this to Penta only because he put himself in the situation. Like Penta's whole motto is zero miedo, zero fear. So he's putting himself into this ladder match willingly, and you know what? I'll be happy to see him win it. Like I'd be
Yeah,
happy.
me too. I would definitely be happy with a Penta. I could see it going either way. I could see Rey Mysterio taking the W at his final WrestleMania, and then a few months down the line dropping it to Penta. But if Penta is to take the W, it will be well earned and well deserved.
Yeah, and
And if
one.
for anyone that says he does, if he takes the W, and anyone out there saying he doesn't deserve it, you're wrong. Let me tell you why.
Mhm.
Just like James was just saying, Penta has put in the work. He's changed his name, but he's never changed who he's what. He has stayed true to himself and his style since Lucha Underground. We've seen him go through Lucha Underground, AEW,
TNA.
and TNA, and now with WWE. He's changed his name over the years, but he has never changed his dedication or his style. And that, my friends, and the whole zero fear thing, he willingly put himself in a ladder match against other competitors in a very dangerous. Ladder matches can be dangerous. Injuries happen all the time in these. He is very well putting his body and his title. Not only is he defending his title in this match, he's not only putting his title on the line, but he's putting his body on the line too. So are all these performers. But Penta, if Penta goes over and someone says he doesn't deserve it, they're definitely wrong. Penta has put in the work and the dedication to this craft, and he would definitely deserve the win on a ladder match on his first WrestleMania.
Yeah, and real quick, I got to give a special shout out to Rusev because man, the Go Home episode of Raw, like Rusev just went out there and it looked like I was watching 2015 Rusev all over again. Like Rusev, I hate to say it, but Rusev is definitely the dark horse walking into this match. Like we could be seeing like a Rusev of old, and I am there for it.
Right, yeah. Definitely I can agree with that. We are definitely feel like we're seeing the Rusev we saw back then again.
Mhm.
Back when he broke Cena's nose. You remember that with the chain?
Oh yeah.
Right in the middle of the match with that knee broke Cena's nose.
Wait, no, that was Seth Rollins. Seth
that was
broke
Seth
his
that broke his nose, yeah. But I can remember the feud that Cena and Rusev had was top tier.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Alright. And lastly, the main event. World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk defending against Roman Reigns.
This one, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not heavily on either competitor. I'm not a fan of Punk, nor am I a fan of Roman. So honestly, I'm going to go with Roman getting the W. Because everyone knows the crowd loves Roman. Granted, I'm not a fan of Roman, but I have him going over Punk. Simply because, listen, I'll be honest with you. This feud went from a 10 to a 0 super fast. And let me tell you why. This past week on Raw, Monday night on Raw, this feud went from a 10 to a 0 with Punk apologizing to Roman, and then Roman saying he was only so angry and so much hatred towards Punk because he wishes the crowd liked him as much as they did him. That, in my opinion, killed this feud. Apologizing to each other and complimenting each other, it kills your whole thing. It kills the feud that we can't stand each other, we're gonna hate each other, we're gonna beat the crap out of each other. Apologizing to each other and I'm only jealous of you, that killed the feud. That, in my opinion, took this feud from a 10 to a 0. Granted, the apology was due because no matter how much you hate each other on screen, we all know backstage is the work. They're still good friends backstage. But no matter how much you're supposed to hate each other on screen, never ever bring a dead relative into the mix, especially when it's not been that long.
Yeah, I mean, you're forgetting
Punk
that
crossed over the line, so yes, his apology was certain. Yes, it was needed, but not in that sense.
I mean,
the apology should have came backstage, not on screen. The apology should have been a backstage thing. Hey man, I crossed the line. I brought up your dad. I'm sorry. I realized I stepped over the line. I'm sorry. He should not have apologized in front of the entire crowd and millions watching on TV, because that killed the feud. Because it brings honestly, when he brought up Roman's father, it brought me back. I'm digging deep wounds here. We're gonna go back to when Paige was feuding with Charlotte over the Divas Championship.
Yeah.
When Paige brought up I think it was Reed Flair. Paige brought up, huh?
Oh no, I was agreeing. Yeah.
Yeah, when Paige brought up Reed Flair's overdose, when Roman CM Punk brought up Roman's dad, it took me back to Paige bringing up Charlotte's brother's overdose. Because it comes a point in time where there's a line you don't cross, and that crosses it. No matter how bad you're feuding, how much you're supposed to hate each other on screen, don't bring dead relatives into the mix. Because it was tragic when Paige did it, and it was even worse when Punk did it. Because the comment from Paige back during the day when she was feuding with Charlotte over the Divas title, when she was like, "Oh, your little baby brother didn't have much fight left in him, did he?" That was crossing the line there. Because honestly, it's a touchy subject. Overdoses and dead family members is definitely a touchy subject. So that was a line crossed by Paige. And then when Punk said to Roman, "I'm going to bury you in the dirt next to your father," that was another huge line crossed. I was like, oh, you should not have said that, dude. Yeah. That was just very disrespectful on Punk's part. But I feel like instead of apologizing in the middle of the ring, in front of live TV, and in front of everyone saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I should not have said that. He was a great performer," and da-da-da-da. It should have been done backstage. The apology, he should have went to Roman backstage, off screen. "Hey, I understand I crossed the line. I went too far. I should not have brought your dad into it. I'm sorry." Because apologizing in front of everyone just kills all the heat you two had. Like, there's supposed to be hatred towards each other. And then to go on screen and apologize to your opponent, that just kills your feud. So, honestly, for my opinion, they lost all heat going into this match. This last Monday killed any heat they had going into this match. Yeah. So that's my opinion. I have Roman taking the W over Punk simply because Roman is always the crowd favorite. Yeah. But in my opinion, this feud went from hero to zero. That killed. Yeah, that promo where they apologized to each other killed every bit of heat this match had. But that's my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So I will say though that earlier today, like, it wasn't on Raw, but Corey Graves did a interview with CM Punk. It was like about 10 minutes. But then Roman Reigns saw that same interview, and he cut probably one of the greatest promos of his career, like sitting in the back seat of a car. And I got to send that to you. But I think Roman may have just picked it right back up. But you're right with the whole don't crossing a line thing. But with the whole CM Punk thing, calling out Sika, you're forgetting. Like, you're forgetting this is the same man that was spilling out Paul Bear's ashes for the go up to his match with Taker back in 2013.
True.
Yeah, and while we're talking about,
but at that point, I do believe, back when he was the ashes thing, I do believe that was before Paul Bear passed away, was it not?
No, it was after.
Let me ask you. That was crossing a line too. Bringing it, the whole Paul Bear's ashes thing was kind of crossing a line too. Punk has never been one to care. He's always been the line crosser. Well, yeah, and we saw that with the very first pipe bomb promo that Punk gives no Fs. He's always going to be the line crosser.
Yeah, Punk called himself an habitual line stepper, and I'll have to give it to Roman too. And I'm really going to hate to say it, but logic says Roman Reigns is winning this match simply because, are you really about to tell somebody that Roman Reigns is going to lose 3 WrestleManias in a row?
Right.
I don't see it happening.
We can have Roman go over Punk. That's all fine and dandy. But please, for the love of all things holy, Do not let this man hold it for a whole nother year.
Oh
Do
no.
not let this man hold that. Do not let Roman have another chokehold on the title for a whole nother year. Let this man hold it for a few months. Drop it to someone else. I
Yeah.
absolutely do not want to see another tribal chief, best in the world, holding the title for hostage for years again. I don't want to see that again.
Yeah. I'd be comfortable with him dropping it to Oba at SummerSlam. Yeah.
That would be a banger right there. Roman, yeah, that would be a banger.
All right. But yeah, folks, that has been all rambling about WrestleMania 42 happening this weekend. I hope all of you enjoy the chance to enjoy the grand spectacle this weekend. And yeah, Demon Wolf, thank you for joining me. I greatly appreciate it. Any
No
any parting words for the self-standard soldiers out there?
There actually are a few closing comments I have. Going back to what you were saying about Roman dropping the title to Oba,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe not him. Maybe because look, let's be honest. Jey Uso, he was super over with the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
His world title reign was simply too short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could see Roman trying to go on this whole warpath and the tribal chief thing again. I could see Roman going back trying to do his tribal chief thing again. He doesn't need nobody. I only need myself. Jey Uso gets sick of it again, and we see Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns one more time, and Jey Uso comes out with the W, becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Oh yeah. Unless we give Jimmy a turn at it.
Yeah, we could definitely give Jimmy a crack at it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they want to. I think another reason they had the Usos drop the tag team titles is because Naomi has just given birth. Naomi's baby is here. Naomi and Jimmy's baby has been born. So another reason I don't think they're gonna put. I think they took the tag titles off of them so that if Jimmy wants to take time off to be with his new kid, he can. And so I feel like that's why they're not going to point Jimmy in the direction of any world titles or tag titles right now.
Okay. But yeah, folks. Sorry, folks, my camera got too full during the outro. But yeah, remember, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Unless you remember to be outrageously optimistic year round. Booyah. I'm out.
We'll leave their bones for the crows.